I'd like to call the council meeting to order. It's the 82nd meeting of the 40th Council, January 26th, 2026. And the first order of business is a moment of reflection. Thank you for that. Additions and approval of the agenda. Moved by Councillor Martin, seconded by Councillor Johnson. Resolved that the agenda for the 82nd meeting of the 40th Council be approved as amended. In favor? Opposed? Carried? Next order of business is disclosure of pecuniary interest and the general nature thereof. It can be declared now or any time during the meeting. Seeing none, I'll move forward. Minutes from the previous meeting. Committee of the Whole meeting minutes, January 12th. Moved by Councillor Johnson, seconded by Councillor Martin. Resolved that the minutes of the Committee of the Whole meeting held January 12th, 2026 be received and filed. In favor? Carried. Next is the regular meeting minutes from January 12th. Moved by Councillor Stimpson, seconded by Councillor Lyons. Resolved that the minutes of the 81st meeting of the 40th Council held January 12th, 2026 be adopted as written. In favor? Carried. And lastly, the in-camera meeting minutes from January 12th. Moved by Councillor Lyons, seconded by Councillor Stimpson. Resolved that the minutes of the in-camera meeting held January 12th, 2026 be adopted as written. In favor? Carried. Is there any matters arising out of these minutes anyone would like to discuss? Okay, seeing none. Just a point of order, I'd just like to point out that Councillor Shine is not with us, is not at the meeting today, so she sends her regrets. And next is Committee of the Whole reports, departments, administration, and employee relations. Bylaw number 606-26. Moved by Councillor Stimpson, seconded by Councillor Lyons. Resolved that bylaw number 06-26, being a bylaw to enter into an agreement to appoint Reese Little as the Integrity Commissioner for the Town of Atikokan, be read a first, second, and third time and finally passed. In favor? Carried. Next is bylaw number 07-26. Moved by Councillor Martin, seconded by Councillor Knowles. Resolved that bylaw number 07-26 be a bylaw to enter into an agreement to appoint Robin Dunn as an Integrity Commissioner for the Town of Atikokan, be read a first, second, and third time and finally passed. In favor? Carried. Next is bylaw number 08-26. Moved by Councillor Martin, seconded by Councillor Knowles. Resolved that bylaw number 08-26, being a bylaw to enter into an agreement to appoint Rosalie Evans as the Integrity Commissioner for the Town of Atikokan, be read a first, second, and third time and finally passed. In favor? Carried. Next is bylaw number 0-26, moved by Councillor Johnson, seconded by Councillor Martin. Resolved that bylaw number 09-26, being a bylaw to appoint Reese Little as a closed meeting investigator for the town of Atikokan be read a first, second, third time, and finally passed. In favor? Carried. Next is bylaw number 10-26, moved by Councillor Johnson, second by Councillor Martin. Resolved that bylaw number 10-26, being a bylaw to enter to appoint Robin Dunn as closed meeting investigator for the town of Atikokan be read a first, second, and third time and finally passed. Favor? Carried. Next is bylaw number 11-26, moved by Councillor Stimpson, seconded by Councillor Lyons. Resolve that bylaw number 11-26, being a bylaw to appoint Rosalie Evans as closed meeting investigator for the town of Atikokan be read a first, second, and third time and finally passed. In favor? Carried. We'll move to finance and more bylaws for you people. Bylaw number 03-26, moved by Councillor Lyons, seconded by Councillor Stimpson. Resolve that bylaw number 03-26, being a bylaw to establish water rates and sewer service rates, be read a first, second, and third time and finally passed. In favor? Carried. Next is bylaw number 04-26, moved by Councillor Stimpson, seconded by Councillor Lyons. Resolved that bylaw number 04-26, being a bylaw to authorize temporary borrowing, be read a first, second, and third time and finally passed. In favor? Carried. And next is bylaw number 05-26, moved by Councillor Martin, seconded by Councillor Johnson. Resolve that bylaw number 05-26, being a bylaw to provide for an interim tax levy, be read a first, second, and third time and finally passed. Favor? Carried. Moving to Public Works, bylaw number 13-26. Oh, yes. Thank you. Jason, will you want to speak to this before we bring it to resolution forward?
Yes, so as council is aware, the ministry gave municipalities, I believe municipalities under 20,000, the opportunity to apply for a pothole grant program. And as per council's direction, Director of Public Works did initiate that, and we are successful in that. Tyler, I don't know if you have any further information regarding it.
Not a whole lot. Like we get $38,000. Unfortunately, it was actually basically like a backdated grant. So the grant came out in, I think it closed December 18th. Unfortunately, the eligibility period for purchases was actually April 1st, 2025 until March 31st, 2026. So we're not actually going to necessarily see any new projects coming out of this, but we'll be able to offset some of our previously incurred costs.
Okay, and that's all good? Using the money to offset costs, yeah? Okay, I'm glad, thank you for being successful, and 38,000, every little bit helps for sure, so. Any questions on that from anybody? Yes, Councillor Martin.
Thank you. Is there a size limit on these potholes, or like what's the what's classified as a pothole? How big can that be?
So I guess pothole is maybe just like an colloquial term here. It's not necessarily only potholes. There's a variety of things that are eligible under this grant, right? So you can basically, because it's post-dated, now we're going to wind up probably just claiming like cold mix and labor hours. But what we wanted to do was actually claim a new pavement condition index rating. Unfortunately, because it's post-dated, we can't necessarily do that. We still want to go ahead with the project, and it still kind of helps to offset that. It all comes into just, you know, financials and stuff like that, right? So, yeah, there's no, you know, pothole this big or anything like that. There's nothing like that, so.
Thanks, Tyler. Anybody else? Any other questions? Okay, moved by Counselor Johnson, seconded by Counselor Martin. Resolved that bylaw number 13-26, being a bylaw to enter into an agreement with His Majesty the King in right, His Majesty the King in right of Ontario, as represented by the Minister of Transportation, for the pothole prevention and repair program, be read a first, second, and third time and finally passed. In favor? Carried. Okay, moving forward, I guess oh no, we're not. Oh, going to fire and property. Bylaw number 12-26, my apologies. Moved by Counselor Johnson, seconded by Counselor Martin. Bylaw number 12-26, being a bylaw to enter into an agreement with His Majesty the King in right of Ontario, is represented by the Ministry of the Solicitor General's Office of the Fire Marshal, be read a first, second, and third time and finally passed. And that's in regards to the grant for we used it for the fit testing machine. In favor? Carried. Okay, we'll move on to supplementary committees. And the first one is Atikokan Public Library, Councillor Stimpson.
Thank you, Mayor Ferguson. The Fall Library Club ended in December, and the winner of the prize was Flo Sorensen. The youth service librarian's been busy. She was at St. Pat's on December 9th. She's going back for Literacy Day, which is tomorrow. So she's going back to St. Pat's tomorrow too. Then she's been invited to St. Patrick's School for Valentine's activities at a time to be determined. The Digital Book Club, next meeting's January 22nd at 3 o'clock. Pioneer Club Center has asked to host seniors programming, has asked the library to host seniors programming for another term. Creative Corner with a Pictograph was January 17th, and they're trying to create a teaching component to encourage more participants. Children's literacy bags went out January 13th. Handprint calendars had over 40 families participating, and they have a thing going on called the Spice of the Month Club. December was nutmeg, and all 25 kits were picked up. January is black pepper, and that's it.
Questions for Councillor Stimpson? Seeing none, thank you, Councillor. And we'll move forward to other business. And it's the Roma Conference, and this is for me. So, CEO Young and myself attended the Roma Conference from January 19th to the 21st. And in Toronto, there's approximately 2,000 delegates from smaller towns in Ontario. Depends on what you class as a small town. Thunder Bay was very active there. So, as we go more often and we get to know more people and we seem to get more done, and we had a great delegation. We were accepted for a delegation with Minister Lecce Minister of Energy and Mines, and MPP Holland joined us to support us. So we discussed the Atikokan Generating Station power purchase agreement, just reiterating the importance of the generating station to the town of Atikokan. And Minister Lecce was very open to that discussion. We also talked about energy projects, small and large energy projects that are coming soon or in the distance. So we had a discussion talking about battery storage, solar, single cycle natural gas, and we even got to the topic of SMRs as well. So just reiterating to the minister that Atikokan is looking to be an energy hub for the Northwest, and that we are willing to discuss any kind of energy project that might have an opportunity in Atikokan, and he's very open to that. And being the Minister of Mines as well, we had a discussion about Agnico Eagle and the opportunity that may be presenting itself in Atikokan. Minister Lecce said he had just met with Agnico Eagle on Thursday and couldn't offer any timelines or anything, but he was very high in their praise, and really said that, pardon the pun, but Atikokan struck gold by having Agnico Eagle buy that project. It's the largest gold producer in Canada, and it's the second largest gold producer in the world. So if you're going to tie yourself to somebody that's looking at doing a gold mine, I think Agnico Eagle's a pretty good fit. We also met with parliamentary assistant for the Minister of Infrastructure, and reiterated the fact that small towns need extra support for their infrastructure. As we always say, a bridge costs $5 million in Atikokan, it costs $5 million in Thunder Bay, and we need some extra support for the small municipalities. So it was a good conversation. We just wanted to get our point across that small towns need extra help for the infrastructure. We also met with, I met with the ISO. Jason and I met with Nuclear Waste Management Organization. We had a long discussion with them, probably a couple-hour discussion with them on how things are going and with their project, and what's coming next, what could be in for Atikokan. And we met with Hydro One, had a good meeting with Hydro One, and set up a meeting in the near future on possible opportunities for Atikokan in regards to the Waasigan power line. And Jason, do you have anything to add to that?
Sure. On top of that, as the staff representative for the Rainy River District Municipal Association, I do sit on the NOMA board, and NOMA was fortunate enough to have several delegations. We met with Minister Piccini, who is the Minister of Labour, Immigration, Training and Skills Development. I had a good conversation about immigration in Northwestern Ontario, and also met with the parliamentary assistant for the Ministry of Transportation of Ontario as well. So good discussions were had. Thank you.
And one last thing, I never got a chance because my flight was not in time, but I was given an opportunity to meet with some other smaller Northern Ontario communities for some housing, for a delegation on housing in the north, and I'm going to be presenting a resolution to council just requesting more support for housing in Northern Ontario for small towns. The idea is that if we can band together, we'll have more power to put some pressure on the province than trying to go it alone. So there's a number of small municipalities that want to put their name to this. I'll bring it to council, and we can have a discussion and see if we want to add our name to the resolution. And any other questions about the Roma Conference. Yes, Councillor Johnson.
Yes, I listened with interest when you said that they're, oh, can't use that word, very interested in power development, and you wish to be, Atikokan, to be a power source, or not a source.
An energy hub is the term I use.
That's what you said, yeah. Was the water storage project between Steepock and Kalen discussed at all, or did you think about bringing it up?
No.
Or do you just want to keep kicking that down the street?
No, I never brought that up, and I know we're televised, but the last time I brought that up, it was not very well received by the ministers, and personally, I know that I lost a lot of credibility bringing that project up. So they are not interested, was not interested in pursuing that project at this time.
Did they give a reason as to why?
No, they said they're not interested in pursuing that.
And you were satisfied with that answer?
That was the answer that I got, yeah.
Were you satisfied with that answer?
Yes.
That seems strange, because we've talked about it a few times, that it's been brought up once in a while at the ADC, and it seems like it's still on the table. That's what I was under the impression.
Huh? Maybe it is on the table. It's not on the table with the IESO or the Minister of Energy in my discussions.
I'll forward that to Gary McKinnon.
Sure, great. And we can discuss that Thursday night as well. Any other questions? Okay, so we reached the end of the meeting. We'll be moving in camera. Moved by Councillor Martin, seconded by Councillor Johnson. Resolved that this meeting committee proceed in camera in order to address a matter pertaining to labor relations or employee negotiations. In favor? Carried. And as we are not coming out of in camera, moved by Councillor Johnson, seconded by Councillor Martin. Resolved that this meeting do now adjourn. In favor? Carried.